privilege this year to publicly campaign for United Way. And I hope that during the next few minutes I can convince you that your support is vitally needed if Van Wert County's 1995-1996 United Way campaign is to be successful. I'm Barb Thompson, born and reared in this county, the village of Middle Point to be exact. And not one day passes that I don't reflect on how lucky I've been to spend a lifetime among good people in such wholesome surroundings. But you know, sometimes I think we Van Wert County natives take our good fortune for granted. And because we personally, for the most part, have never experienced a disaster of major proportions firsthand, we tend to overlook the plight of those who have. It's occurred to me that maybe we should budget our blessings. Along with most of you, I'm sure, I shall not soon forget April 19th of this year at the tragic Oklahoma City bombing. Consumed by the senseless devastation and runaway emotions that engulfed this nation, we watched as the American Red Cross moved in to play its humanitarian role, as it always does when the need arises. The Van Wert County chapter of the American Red Cross is just one of the agencies we serve locally through United Way. This year, the Red Cross has been hit especially hard in our own county due to house fires. And although we came through the tornado season unscathed, others did not. Therefore, the call went out for victim assistance, and the Red Cross answered. I'm also especially proud of two Van Wert ladies, Van Wert Red Cross volunteers who traveled to San Francisco and New Orleans to help flood victims in those areas. Red Cross has many stories to tell, far too many for this brief message. But let's just listen to a sampling.
Stunned and shaken, a family tries to comprehend its loss. Gone in the devastating blur of a sudden disaster are the home and belongings that represent years of love and labor. Fortunately, the family can turn to the American Red Cross for meals and a place to stay. Then in the weeks ahead, they'll continue to find hope and help from the organization that has assisted millions of disaster victims get back on their feet. This is Larry Rockwell, Executive Director of the Van Wert County chapter of the American Red Cross. Since 1917, our chapter has been a vital part of this community. And while we may be best known for our disaster services, our vision is far broader. Americans rely on the Red Cross programs and services to help them prevent and prepare for emergencies. They trust the Red Cross to supply safe blood for medical needs. They enroll in Red Cross health and safety courses to learn how to save lives. They expect the American Red Cross to work closely with the International Red Cross to relieve human suffering in the world's trouble spots. They want the Red Cross to relay emergency messages and provide compassionate assistance to men and women in our armed forces. And they depend upon Red Cross to provide additional community programs like volunteers at community hospitals. To fulfill that vision, the American Red Cross has been a longtime partner with the United Way. By supporting the United Way in the annual campaign, you support the vital work of Red Cross and other agencies in the community. Your donation is actually help for a man, woman, child, or family that depends upon these services. Listen to the mother of a child who received help from the Red Cross.
Between October of '93 and June of '94, Steve literally had hundreds of transfusions of packed red blood cells and platelets. We stopped counting at 100, and this was only after the first 2 rounds of chemotherapy. He had 2 more rounds and then went through a bone marrow transplant. Thank you to the donors for your gracious giving of your time and your convenience for total strangers, and to the Red Cross, who coordinates and carries out this daily miracle.
To help those who need help from Red Cross, please support the United Way campaign this fall with a generous gift, for you never know when disaster will strike.
On a personal note, were it not for the Red Cross Bloodmobile program that answered my need for 7 pints of blood following a miscarriage in 1957, I would not be here to sing its praises today. The second United Way agency I want to highlight while I have your attention is the American Cancer Society. Prevention, research, education, and service are the four key words of this organization. I doubt if there is one among us who has not been touched in some way by this dreaded disease, be it a family member, neighbor, friend, or mentor. And oftentimes, the Cancer Society's greatest role is one of support. I'll let them describe their activities to you. But I ask you to be ever mindful that their budget is annually strained in order to meet increasing demands.
Your American Cancer Society is made up of and guided by your neighbors. They serve on its board and make the decisions that shape the Society's cancer control programs. It's the organization that families in our community have come to depend on if cancer strikes. When the need is for transportation, medical equipment, educational programs, home care needs, or rehabilitation, the American Cancer Society is there. It's the only organization that offers a nationwide cancer control program, research, education, and patient services. The purposes of the Van Wert County Unit American Cancer Society is twofold: to relieve or minimize the problems of patients and their families who are living with cancer, and to be the major resource for information on all cancer-related services in the county. The American Cancer Society Van Wert County Unit will provide services for any cancer patient that is a resident of the county, is being cared for at home, and has approval of the attending physician. Through the unit's Patient Services Program, patients or families will receive guidance concerning American Cancer Society services, community health services, and resources in connection with the care of the patient. The unit can provide dressings, loan of medical equipment, or assistance with rental of medical equipment, hospital gowns, and bed pads. When a patient needs transportation to a treatment center, the unit will assistance for approved prescription drugs and for the purchase of prosthetic devices. Trained volunteers are available to visit cancer patients. These volunteers promote the emotional and social rehabilitation of the patient on a one-to-one basis. Their energies are devoted to activities which are not primarily medical in nature, but are most important to the total recovery of the patient.
When I was first diagnosed with cancer, I turned to the American Cancer Society for information. Through the Cancer Response System, an 800 number, I received what I wanted to know about my particular type of cancer. The local unit arranged for transportation to my radiation treatments and helped me purchase a wig. I've now become a volunteer in the unit office.
The Society's work is pretty impressive, isn't it? And if it weren't for many, many volunteers, neither of these two agencies could function productively. Keep in mind, that's truly the United Way. As we approach the 21st century, we collide repeatedly with the take care of number one syndrome. But remember, United Way asks us to pull together and help those who can't make it on their own. Let's count our blessings. Let's count our blessings first, and then count the ways we can improve the lives of others. Yes, I think budget your blessings might well be the answer. If then we add that amount to our 1995-96 United Way pledge. Please join me in this endeavor.
Thank you, United Way. Thank you, United Way.
Thank you, United Way.
Thank you, United Way.
Thank you, United Way. Thank you, United Way.